Like so many members of the automotive press, we raved about the Honda S2000 ever since we got a chance to drive it last year. In fact, we liked it so much that we named it Best Performance Car in our annual Driver's Choice Awards. But while we spent plenty of time behind the wheel, we never got to give it a proper workout in the arena where performance cars are at their best, the racetrack. So now we have an S2000 and a day at Georgia's challenging Roebling Road Raceway. So let's get to work. If we were to hazard a guess, we'd say that 95% of all sports cars sold in the U.S. will never pass an apex marker on a real racetrack. But many of them, like this new Honda S2000, will see action on twisty country roads or steep mountain grades, and that's why we at MotorWeek perform racetrack tests. Only on a racetrack can we safely discover the limitations of a car's design, and from that, learn how a car will behave in demanding or unexpected street situations. Take Georgia's Roebling Road Raceway, for instance. This 2-mile track's flat, fixed radius turns and long straightaway are a perfect match for the S2000's reach-for-the-sky power curve, with plenty of room for the 2-liter twin-cam inline-4 to rev to its 9,000 RPM redline. The driver can experience the S2000 as its engineers intended it to be driven. Rowing through the precise 6-speed gearbox, you can feel the torque curve as it surges past its 7,500 RPM peak of 153 pound-feet. Then the power band climbs more progressively all the way to 8,300 RPM and 240 horsepower. We also find Roebling to be a good test for a high-performance suspension and tires. Even as the S2000 picks up speed in the turns, the suspension remains compliant and responsive, keeping the driver firmly in control. Here, Honda's torque-sensing limited slip differential and compact in-wheel double wishbone suspension eliminate those nasty mid-corner surprises. But what Roebling really demands of a car is brakes. Lap after lap, diving into turn 1 from speeds of 130 or more, the Honda's ABS-equipped 4-wheel disc never left us wanting and showed no signs of fade. We like Roebling Road for its consistency, as it lets us easily compare one car against another. But to fully exploit a car's potential, it's tough to beat Georgia's other great road course, the 2.5-mile Road Atlanta, where we also tested the S2000. Here, major elevation changes, off-camber turns, and heavy braking zones really work a car to its limits. The S2000 boasts an ideal 50-50 front-to-rear weight distribution, but perhaps more importantly, nearly matches that number in side-to-side balance as well. By placing the spare tire, battery, and fuel tank in the midsection of the vehicle and locating the engine behind the front axle, Honda engineers have achieved what they call a reduced yawing moment of inertia, or what you and I might simply call nimbleness. Snaking through Road Atlanta's S-bends or cresting a hill into a blind entry turn, the S2000 always remains poised, moving from side to side as easily as a downhill skier. Exiting the slower corners also revealed our one quibble, however, a lack of low-speed grunt. Climbing towards the bridge in second gear, we more than once wished for a less top-heavy torque curve. You really have to rev this engine to get the most out of it, and frankly, it gets tiring after a while, especially on the street. But when all is said and done, we are in awe at the Honda S2000's smart, sophisticated design. The digital instrument display, cockpit-style interior, aluminum shifter, and separate engine start button are clever nods to Honda's racing heritage, while the S2000's rev-happy drivetrain speaks for itself, establishing its own performance legacy. On its performance merits alone, the Honda S2000 stacks up well against the likes of the Porsche Boxster and BMW Z3. But consider also its $32,415 base price, and the S2000 then becomes a screaming performance car bargain. Yes, we know you'll be lucky to find one of the 5,000 examples at that price, but Honda hopes to up production by 10% for 2001 to help that search. Because from green light to checkered flag and all the asphalt in between, the Honda S2000 is the racetrack-friendly Main Street cruiser that is a total winner.
Too soon, Junior.